think start to finish, it should really only take you like 30 minutes if you're fast, like an hour tops. For what it's worth, I was here for close to 2 hours just because I'm slower and I was having trouble getting the uh, old axle nut out. So you'll see here like I was hitting it with a wrench to try and pry it out. So one of the mistakes I made too is upon switching to these current wheels I'm running at the moment, I never ran center caps, which in hindsight I wish I did. It is what it is. So lesson learned, guys. Run center caps. So because of that dirt, grime, dust, like rust rather, would build up, and I guess it kind of corroded the original Axonite, the threads, which create broke the torque spec, which creates that kind of irritating or like annoying audible axle noise you hear when accelerating, decelerating, just like any movement of the axles. So if I'm not mistaken, by replacing the axle nut and retorquing it to spec and kind of cleaning the threads, you'll get kind of a lock seal in that area, otherwise lost, which will prevent that kind of axle from shifting and creating that noise. So as you can see here, dude, I was hitting it with a hammer. I was like, one thing I've learned with like working on cars is across my whole life, it's like something that should take 5 minutes takes, I don't even want to say 5 hours. Like, dude, I don't understand. That's one thing I've learned in hindsight. Back in the day, I had no money, I had time. Now I also have no money, I have time, but now I don't have the body, and I whatever money I have, I'd rather just bring it to shop, peace of mind, don't have to deal with that shit, etc. I can understand. I don't know if you're a bit older doing that, but like when you're younger, you just don't have the money to do it yourself. You learn about it now. It's like I don't even have the time or the patience nor the energy and physical capability at that. But again, I was like, this would be kind of interesting to do. It shouldn't be difficult, and it took me close to or slightly over 2 hours, but it's fine. So I don't know why I was having such difficulty getting it out. Just really kind of prying it out. It's pretty rested in place. Um, and then I was just using like a hand socket wrench to take it out. So this is I think a 1/2 inch socket and 32 millimeter or 1/2 inch socket wrench and a 32 mil socket adapter or socket rather. Just pinching it, trying everything. I think just a couple of different versions of like use a flathead in this case. A flathead would be ideal since you just want to kind of like lift it up to allow it to turn out because technically you're pinching it or whatever just to get it in place and stop it from moving upon you know use like rotating of the car under load, etc. Dude, this took me so much time. That was like at least an hour just like hitting it. So what I ended up doing is I tried that, and then I would use the socket wrench to try and loosen it. I'm like, am I getting it? So kind of going back and forth. Some parts I clipped out, and then at that point, eventually I would use the my breaker bar to try and break it. Still no luck. Sprayed it with WD-40, and then I even took out the uh, the handle, like the other 1/2 inch handle of the jack, just uses extra leverage just to get more torque. Of which that didn't work. So at that point, I texted my buddy to come over to see if he could help. And then I thought to myself too, also note to self, always use WD-40 everything. Make sure you clean the surface, etc. Anyways, before that, I was like, let me get uh, my impact gun. I guess yeah. I said to myself, let me get my impact gun here. Um, and dude, I give it like 2 hits, and it came out. So I don't. Everyone's mileage will vary, obviously. Yeah, I think I hit it once and it just came out. So after that point, take it out, just clean the surface. You can spray WD-40 again. You don't want the surface wet when you throw on the new socket, but just clean it up. Just get a couple paper towels, wipe it down. Uh, Even more than that, like some iron wool, just to kind of like brush off anything, or if you have like a steel brush or something like that, doesn't hurt. That point afterwards, if I'm not mistaken, I think I put on the new socket. That one you tighten with the same impact gun or whatever you have to spec. So obviously impact the bitch on and then hit it with your torque wrench, if I'm not mistaken, at 141 foot-pounds. So what happens here is I torque it myself. And then at that moment, my buddy came out, explained to him what happened, because I gave him a shout to pull up on his way home from work. I was like, yo, I need help. He's like, all right, he'll swing by for a minute. At that point, I'm like, yo, I got it. And he's like, all right, what do you have to do now? I'm like, just to fucking torque the bitch. And as I was torquing, he's like, the brake caliper or the brake disc was moving. So he's like, let me just hold it for a sec. Anyways, I think I got it. And then I think I torqued it like at least twice, like maybe three times at that. And then afterwards, I explained to him how we have to like pinch, you have to stake the nut, of which I didn't do the greatest job. So you'll see a picture here, what it looked like after I staked it. And then that same day or the next day, I can't remember, I staked it some more, a couple more times using an actual like stake tool, which I picked up. So yeah, it was the next day. I just didn't drive it, and I got a bit better of a stake. Ideally speaking, just get a good stake from the get go, then doing like mini shitty stakes and then staking in afterwards after it's already been fucking mangled. Funny thing was, after I finished, went for a little drive just around the neighborhood, didn't hear it. I actually heard it slightly. I was like, oh, I now hear it on the right. So, surprise, I need to replace the right one. I have a couple more axle nuts, so that's just something to do for later. But I think that's it for now. Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. Take the wheel, take the wheel off, unstake the old nut, clean the surface. If you're having trouble unstaking it, that's what I kind of came across. Just keep at it, and then once it looks kind of like 95% or like 90%, don't even bother with a breaker bar. It's up to you, or the methods I use. Just go straight to the impact gun, and then once you have the impact gun on, it it should take it off at that point. I mean, that's mechanical force trying to take it out, then physical force rather, whatever, like a machine. And then put the new one on, torque it, stake it, put the wheel back on, go for a drive. If it's gone, great. If it's still there, you might have fucked up, or it's probably an axle related problem or something more than that. I don't know if it's like a bearing issue or whatever else, but yeah, that's me fixing my axle nut.